Hey guys, it's Gray from DogSpeak. Today we're talking about teaching door control. When most people think about teaching dogs not to rush through doors, the first instinct is to teach the dog to sit or to stay at the door. Well, the problem with teaching it this way is that the dog only learns to wait at the door when told to sit or to stay. Well, in reality, that's not usually the case. We want our dogs to understand that their expectation is to not go through any door unless given permission, regardless of what we may be doing and what may be happening on the other side of the door. The permission word we like to use is okay. If you're working on this on an outside door, be sure to use a leash to prevent the dog from getting hurt or running away. We start by simply opening the door. If the dog starts to go through the door, we simply close the door and immediately reopen once the dog is back behind the threshold. Repeat this process until we can have the door open all the way and the dog behind the threshold for a second or two, and then give permission to go through the door. We slowly start to add more and more time in between when the door is opened and when we give permission, as well as adding distractions later on. If our dog goes through the door without permission, just put the dog right back in and don't make it a big deal. Try not to really say anything to them. We want our dog to understand that behavior simply got nothing. It's all about trial and error, and trust me, there will be a lot of this.
Okay.
Let's watch some videos and go over them.
Good job, bud. Look at those ears.
If you have an excited puppy, this is a lot like what your first session will look like. A lot of opening and closing the door. Repetition is very important. Since you'll be taking the dog out of the crate a lot, go ahead and start implementing this every single time you do take them out. If you have multiple dogs in the household, be sure to work on this separately. It's important our dogs understand their expectations individually before putting them on a team together. So when our dog starts to go through the door, we just simply close it, try not to slam their head in the door. As soon as they back over the threshold, we will immediately reopen the door, close again if necessary. And if we get a second or two of waiting, we'll give permission.
Good job.
In this video, the puppy I'm working with tends to rush through the door a lot. Rather than using my arm to pull back the leash, I use my body instead. I simply use my body to back up, get the dog back inside, and try again. Our dogs have to make a choice in order to learn. And a lot of times that choice is the wrong one.
Good job, bud.
Just stick with it and be consistent. Keep in mind, when you work on this, try not to creep open the door or open it slowly. Open the door up as if the dog were not there in the first place. We want our dogs to understand that the door opening has nothing to do with it. Our permission word is what allows our dogs to go outside.
Okay. Good. Okay. Good job, bud. Okay.
After a few sessions of working on this, the puppies start to understand their expectations. Now, even though I mess up here, I get surprised by the dog's yawn, they do great. The door gets opened, dogs wait for a beat or two, and then permission is given.
Good. Okay. Good.
Now I put the dogs together. Now before I was able to have the door open for a few seconds. Since I've added a new distraction, I have to make sure to give permission fairly quickly in order for them to be successful. If your dog is jumping or scratching at the door, simply remove your hand from the doorknob, wait a few seconds for good behavior, and then try again. These puppies were very excited to get outside. They were jumping and scratching for quite a while, so I cut it down to save us some time. I could have waited here a little bit longer when the puppies stopped jumping to open the door, but since they were getting so frustrated, I wanted to go ahead and give them a quick win.
Okay. Okay. Good dogs.
Teaching this behavior is all about repetition. Remember, it's not so much about making them wait every single time. It's more about giving that permission every single time you let them through that door. Remember, if you're in a rush one day, you have to get that puppy out really quickly before they, potty on your carpet. Don't worry so much about making them wait. Just open that door, get permission, and go outside.
Okay. Good
And
dogs.
that is how you teach door control. If you like this video and want to see more videos like this, follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And check out our podcasts on our website or anywhere else you listen to podcasts. We'll see you next time.